I've been waiting way too long. Yeah, I've been down here trying to get it. Yeah, I've been waiting way too long.
In this video, I'm going to teach you how to solve for a variable. Sometimes we call these literal equations. Basically, these are formulas, and we are rearranging them so that we have the variable that we want isolated. So the first one here is d equals rt, which is distance equals rate times time. So I want to solve for r, so I'm going to put a box around my r. If I want to get r by itself, that means I need to get rid of the t. Well, it looks like the t is being multiplied by r, so I need to divide by t on both sides. T divided by t is 1, so I have r equals d over t. It's as simple as that. Here we have the formula to convert between Fahrenheit and Celsius. So it says Fahrenheit, F, equals 9/5 C, which is Celsius, plus 32. So if I know Celsius and I'm trying to find Fahrenheit, then this makes a lot of sense. I would plug in what I know for Celsius to find F. But what if I know Fahrenheit and want to know Celsius? I could solve this for C. And so in order to do that, I first need to get rid of my constant over here, minus 32. Now 32 minus 32 is 0, which leaves me with 9/5 C on this side. Now I cannot take away 32 from F and get some number. So I'm just going to write this as an expression, F minus 32. I still need to get C by itself, which means I need to divide by 9/5, which is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, which is 5/9. Now, when I do that on the left side, I have to be very careful that I multiply this entire quantity by 5/9, not just the F. So again, this 5 cancels this 5, this 9 cancels this 9. So I have C equals 5/9 times F minus 32. That is an acceptable answer. You could also distribute the 5/9 to the F and the minus 32, but this is how I'm okay with seeing it. Here we have the formula for circumference of a circle, and they want us to solve for the radius. So again, if I know the radius and I'm trying to find circumference, I could plug in for r. But what if I know circumference and I want to find the radius? I could go ahead and rearrange this and have that ready for me. So the 2 and the pi are both being multiplied by the r. So I can actually divide them at the same time. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Pi divided by pi is 1. Now I need to do the same thing on this side. So now I'm just left with an r over here, and then this is going to be c over 2 pi. Now, if there was a coefficient in front of the c, I want you to notice that you could simplify this. And that would actually be the same as 3c over pi. So just be aware that once you're solving these, you may be able to simplify something. But over here, I don't have a coefficient in front of the c. I do, but it's a 1. And so that would be my simplified answer. So r equals the circumference divided by 2 pi. Here we have ax plus by equals c. This is actually called standard form of a linear equation, which you're going to learn about later in this class. But for now, we're just going to solve for y. So I'm going to put a box around my y. So the last thing that I'm going to get rid of is the b because it's closest to the y. It's the coefficient of the y. So I need to get rid of this ax. So in order to get rid of it, I need to subtract it on both sides. Ax minus ax is 0, so I'm left with b times y equals c minus ax. Just so you know, that could also be written as by equals negative ax plus c. Notice that ax is still negative in both scenarios. Now I need to get rid of the b, which I'm going to divide. Again, I want to make sure I divide this entire expression by b, not just one part of it. B divided by b is 1, so I have y equals c minus ax over b. Now another way to write that would be to split it up. So again, I have to divide both of these terms by b. So that would be c over b minus, because of the negative, ax over b. So either of these would be correct. I want to make sure you know how to go from here to here. So please take a moment to try to understand that. Our last example here isn't a formula for anything in particular. It's just an equation with a bunch of different variables. So we're gonna solve for x. So the first thing I need to get rid of is my g. So I'm gonna add g to both sides. So now I have x over 5 equals a plus g. Now, again, I still need to get x by itself. The 5 is being divided, so to get rid of it, I'm going to multiply by 5. Again, I want to multiply by the entire expression on the right side. 5 over 5 is 1, so I have x equals, I'm going to move this to the front, the 5 to the front, because that makes more sense to me. So 5 times a plus g. And again, you could simplify this to be 5a plus 5g. But either of these would be correct when you're solving for x.
I've been waiting way too long. Yeah.